Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I know I just uploaded a video this morning, but I went home for lunch and the mailman brought me 3 fantastic packages. Here I have Celtic Tarot, which I just ordered yesterday, and apparently the seller on eBay lives very close to me. She dropped it in the mail yesterday and I got it today. So I'm going to unbox that in a minute here if I get a chance. I also received from Goodwill, Wisconsin, the Green Man Tree Oracle. This is an older Will Worthington and John Matthews. And I love Will Worthington's artwork. You may be familiar with him, the Druidcraft Tarot and the Wildwood Tarot and the Greenwood Tarot. Well, here is the Green Man Tree Oracle. I'm so excited to get this. And last but not least today, Celtic Messages. Let me put my camera back a little bit. This is an unusual deck of oracle cards. It's 64-page color guide and mandala coloring book and 52 symbol cards in a linen bag. So as you can see, I'm on Celtic overload here today. I don't know, there's something about the Celtic pantheon that just draws me in. One of my grandmothers is Irish, and of course I have nothing other than the genes of the Irish person in me. I've never been to Ireland, Scotland, England. I've never been to that part of the world, but I'd love to go someday because it just draws me in, the idea of the experience of the Celtic world. So here I'm going to undo my Celtic Tarot. Now this tarot, what I was originally looking for was an edition that was published in 1990. And it's very expensive, very difficult to get a hold of. It's no longer in publication. And I happened upon this deck in this box, which was produced, oh gosh, I think in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think there were too many of these around, but I found this for a very inexpensive price on eBay, so I grabbed it. So let's see, for me, I don't know what she sent me. Oh, how sweet, a thank you card. That's a nice touch. Happy New Year, thank you for your purchase, enjoy your cards. Well, thank you, sweet lady. Alrighty, so this is not a brand new deck, or it's new, but it's not in shrink wrap. It's got a rubber band around it. So we have the Celtic Tarot, discover Celtic myth and legends in your tarot deck, a complete package including 78 cards, yada yada yada, a guidebook for beginners. Book by Helena Patterson and the cards by Courtney Davis. So this is a nice boxed set here. Discover Celtic myth and legends in your tarot deck. Well, don't mind if I do. Let's see, the Celtic Tarot is an inspired blend of Celtic art and tarot wisdom, as each special card has been linked to the major characteristics of the Celtic myth and gods. This pack includes the cards, Helena Patterson's exploration of the people and their mystical druidic religion, and Courtney Davis's world-famous designs. Now I have to say, I also have, in this Celtic theme, I have the Llewellyn Tarot, which I absolutely adore. And I have the Arthurian Tarot. I also have, let's see, what is that other deck? I also have Legends, another Arthurian Tarot. And we'll have to go through those eventually. So here is the lid to the box. It's got a little bit of wear there. Little window there in the top of the box. And then we have the book and the cards. Oh, I'm so excited to get this. I can't tell you. This is a nice size book. Not too big, not too small. Looks like it's got a decent amount of information in it. It's got little thumbnails of the cards, so I won't have to have the cards when I'm reading the book, which is important to me. see here. The book is about 150 pages. So we have Introduction to Tarot, the concept of the Tarot, a little bit about the Celtic Tarot, how to use the cards, significators, dignified and ill-dignified cards. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not familiar with that kind of terminology. I'm going to have to read that. Spreads, and then going through the major and minor arcana. So this is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Can't wait to go through it. Here we have a little summary of the major arcana with keywords. And then the archetype, the Celtic archetype that they chose for the cards. And let me skip over to, let's see what this dignified and ill-dignified idea is. I don't know what that means. Hey, if anybody knows what that means, let me know in the comment box. Oh, dignified. Well, I'm going to have to find out and let you know. Here, let's just take a look. What it means to be dignified or ill-dignified. Page 15. So dignified and ill-dignified cards. Let's learn about it together. The interpretation of the cards takes into account a system known as dignified or ill-dignified. Some people prefer to use reverse cards and deliberately shuffle them in. This is really a matter of personal choice again, but the method of interpretation used with the Celtic Tarot follows the system described above. The significance of the cards then depends entirely on the neighboring cards. A favorable or unfavorable card always remains true to its symbolism, but it can be displaced or held in check if the card drawn next to it has an opposite principle. The position of the cards clarifies this point. If a difficult card is drawn which represents a past situation, and the following cards show a favorable outcome, it is reasonable to conclude that the negative influence has been dealt with. If the card is potently negative, for example, the Ten of Swords, there will remain a residue of mental tension. Then they talk a little bit about suits that are largely optimistic, which I've always kind of had a issue with that as far as the Rider-Waite-Smith. To me, every card in the deck should be able to be interpreted either favorably, so-called favorably, or unfavorably, and it should not be that specific of a meaning to say that this particular card is ill-dignified or... Let's see. Swords contain several cards which are ill-dignified influences. What a funny way to express that idea. Well, I'm not one for reversals or looking at cards as being strictly positive or negative. So that is an interesting concept now that I've learned about today. Okay. So we've got a little bit of discussion of the cards here, which is nice. And I know we will be able to go through this quickly because the minors are not scenic. So here are my cards. Oh my Lord, they are still in the plastic wrap. I almost hate to open them up, but I'm going to do it. And I have to say, I was very lucky to find this for such a reasonable price. Afraid to ruin the cards with my scissors. Did I pierce the wrapping? I didn't pierce it. Let's see. Okay, making headway here. Now the fact that I see the Emperor here first kind of gives me a clue that this may not be in order. Let's see, why do we have two sections here? This kind of looks like sections, but it's just that the cards are kind of thick and not great quality, so they're kind of bent. Okay, I am going to very quickly go through this deck and line it up so I can show it to you, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, they were not really out of order. The only one out of order was the Emperor. They had placed it on the top, which I would imagine they thought maybe that was a more regal looking, nice representation of the deck that they wanted to show through the cover when they were marketing this at the store. This deck is produced by Metro Books, 122 Fifth Avenue, New York, printed and manufactured in China. So I'm going to leave the book here as kind of a backdrop to the cards. Here is the Fool. Look at the intricacy of the drawing. It's gorgeous. He's got the white rose. He's got the knapsack. Sort of a dog, a Celtic looking dog there. Interesting, very beautiful. Love all the attention to detail. Beautiful. Oh, first I'd like to say these cards are somewhat on the thick side and they're not very flexible. So the cardstock is kind of lacking in quality, but I think it's workable. It's not sticky at least. So I think I'll be able to shuffle this and use it. The backs are a lovely design. The colors are a little bit clashy, but you know, I don't really care too much about how the backs are made. I like the fact that it has the Celtic design look to it. So we've looked at the Fool. Here's the Magician. We've got the signs of the zodiac. We've got the magical tools. The Magician. And I'd like to add that in every card, it looks like a little signature down here of the author. Looks like, I think it says Davis, possibly. And the date. Looks like 1999, I'm thinking. 1989? Those of you with better eyes than I have can tell me the date. All right. The High Priestess. Beautiful, beautiful. We've got the pillars, the duality, the moon. The Empress. And there's a little bit of variation from card to card in the color. I don't know if you can pick it up on your screen. This is darker, this is lighter. So as I said, the card printing quality is not the greatest. Here is the Emperor. The Hierophant. Oh, that's a very nice looking Hierophant card. I love how the supplicants are Celtic knotted in there. Here is the Lovers. The Chariot. Love the lightning bolt in his hand. Nice touch. A little borrow from Norse mythology there. The Chariot. Look at the stars in the mane. Strength. It's a beautiful card. Oh, wow. Lovely Strength card. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. It's a beautiful card as well. Justice. the Hanged Man, there is Death. That'll be interesting to read about. There's the barge that they sail away with the dead on the barge, and I don't know what the significance of the lamp is here. I'll be interested to read about that in the book. Oh, Temperance. What a beautiful Temperance card. Wow, I love this. Some of these cards are sort of ho-hum as far as artwork appeal, but that one is absolutely gorgeous. Here is the Devil. We've got the upside down pentacle. We've got the people chained there, chained to their desires and things that they shouldn't be chained to. There is the Tower. Great Tower, very typical. The Star. That's a lovely star. I'm surprised more pagan themed decks don't have the star as a pentacle. You would think they would. That really fits. There's the Moon. The Sun. We had to work in some babies. That's okay though. At least they're not grinning at us and riding on top of a horse. Judgment. Oh good. At least the people rising up to the call of the trumpeter are not dead bodies, so that's kind of an improvement, I would say. And the World. So instead of a world with a woman, we have a world with a man. Very nice. Now we'll move on to the minors. Flip through these minors because they are they're illustrated, but they're just pip cards and they don't have a story. So here is the Ace of Swords, and the entire suit of swords, as you can see, is the same color category. So they've got this sort of a reddish, orangish. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Next we move on to the courts for the suit of swords. Here we have the Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's a lovely card. And the King of Swords. Sort of got that little Dracula fang thing going on there. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Next we'll move to the coins. Ace of Coins. It's really lovely. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, isn't this a lovely way to do the 6 of coins? That's beautiful. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can see the cups all that have the same color of blue, sort of color coded. Here we have the Page of Coins, very traditional looking student theme for the Page of Coins. Student, Novice, Apprentice. Knight of Coins, plodding along to his destiny. Queen of Coins. I must say I like these court suits figures much better than I like the ones done for the suit of swords. This Queen of Coins is gorgeous. And there is the King of Coins. Interesting. Look at that figure in the throne there. Very interesting. He's got some kind of a list there that he's studying. Alright, then we will move on to the suit of wands, which is purple and gold. Here is the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love how it looks like they've all got fire coming up from the base. We've got the initial sun with the ace. These are very well done pips. And we've got the sun or fire in all of these. I love how this is done. 7. Here is the 8, the 9, the 10. It's beautiful. Wow, that's a beautiful card. Next we have the Page of Wands. That spark of inspiration. The Knight of Wands. Energy moving into action. Queen of Wands. Lovely. And here is the King of Wands. We've got another, I don't know, that looks kind of weird. Looks like he's got fangs. It's the first thing I looked at when I saw the King of Swords, and now that's on the King of Wands too. Interesting. King of Wands. There he is with his dog. Alright, and then we'll look at the last suit. The Suit of Cups is primarily blue, but it's got gold borders. All the cards in this suit are that way. Here we have a very beautiful Celtic cross with the cup in the middle for Ace of Cups. Wow, that is spectacular. Oh, I love it. Two of Cups. I like that even though they're two, they're joined together as one. That gives you a good sense of feeling of the Two of Cups. Three of Cups. See here they're individually set now. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. 6, 7, 8. Got the 2 4s, double foundation. 9, 3 by 3, and the 10. We have the Page of Cups. No fish in his cup. He's got a little bird. He's playing the lyre. I like that because the Suit of Cups to me is associated with the arts and music. Knight of Cups. Very beguiling gentleman there. The Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. So I am thrilled to have this deck. And I'm glad you were able to share with me in the unboxing. And now I'm going to move on to my other couple of Druidic or Celtic decks that I have and see if I can get those online for you today. All right, see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.